Well, thanks for staying with us on Morning Express this Monday. More conversations as it concerns Nigeria's ever-shifting political scenes. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, looks to have put its house in order following disagreements on the position of the party's national secretary. The party has come together on a consensus on that decision, although it hasn't stopped some former PDP bigwigs from defecting to the opposition coalition party ADC. In our studio this morning, a former PDP state chairman between 2005 and 2008, a fellow of the Institute of Public Relations, Elder Emma Ogidi, joins us on the program. Elder, good morning to you and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
It's a pleasure. I'm fine. Doing well.
Good morning, viewers.
Well, let's get straight into the party. In quite a twist of events, first it was a disagreement. They talked about different camps under the PDP, the Wike camp, the Shea Makinde camp. All of a sudden, the party made a U-turn on the disagreements involving the national secretary position, and Senator Sam Anyanwu was agreed upon to hold the position up until the end of his tenure. Let's walk through this train of events. What, in your opinion, do you feel has given the widespread notion of infightings within the PDP?
Well, you see, politics is played by human beings, and anything that concerns human beings, there are so many interests. Some selfish, some corporate, and so on. What happened was that when we lost the election, you recall when we lost the election 2015, we've been having this kind of problem. It was like a ship without a leader. But we're doing well, you know. We still had a lot of governors. Of course, personal interest came in, and people who ordinarily should behave as adults started behaving like children. Because when you are fighting a family, you're not supposed to hit your brother, where to hurt in such a way that you may not even recognize your brother again. In other words, if you are fighting your brother, if you beat his body that the cloth can cover. But unfortunately, we started hitting our eyes, and then everybody started seeing what was happening. Well, now the world knows that we have a problem in PDP. So, which is unfortunate, self-inflicted. So, and that's why we have to make sacrifices. Some of us have been making sacrifices. I was one time the National Vice Chairman South-South. And there was a problem in Edo State. I was asked to resign so it can resolve the issue. I said, oh, if my resigning can resolve the issue, why not? So I made a sacrifice, I resigned. So some of us are used to sacrificing, but some of us are used to just gaining. And imagine all those who have left, or those who are intending to leave. Some of them have enjoyed this party. Some of them have enjoyed right from the day they entered till today. Some have not even tasted anything. But I thank God that I appreciate what I've enjoyed. I've thoroughly enjoyed. I've gained, if not materially, I've gained a human relationship, which is more than money. But the Bible said we should not be ungrateful. Whatever little, see, if a man doesn't appreciate little, even when you give the whole world, he won't appreciate it. So, that Monday of our neck, that is 30th June, was a turning point in the life of PDP, where most of us said, look, it's enough. Let's make that supreme sacrifice. Let's respect what the umpire said. So we all now agree that Anyanwu should come back. To the bitter pill for most people. But we needed to take it so that we can save the party. And then we took it. Well, you can see the next day, some of the elders went to have their meeting. Thereafter, we started talking about the coalition, ADC, and so on. But the truth of the matter is that most of them have not resigned. So until they resign, I expect the party to still consider them as PDP members until they resign.
So, Elder, you're not considering joining the coalition, if I get you correctly?
The party. I'm a party man. The party has not decided. It's the party that will decide. And of course, we're looking forward to the next NEC meeting, 23rd of this month. And then thereafter, we'll go to the NEC. Because by our constitution, that decision can be taken at the convention, not. Well, at NEC it can be taken, but not on individual basis. Again, let me tell you something. I belong to the old school of politicians. I was an MPN, even though I was a student then. We had the kind of relationship with the NPP, you know, where when we won the election, because we couldn't have the number, MPN had the Senate President, MPP had the Speaker of the House. It can work out like that, but not individual way, where one man will go and one will say, I'm supporting. No. I don't believe in that. I believe in corporate.
Now, Elder, you've talked about having sacrificed a lot in the best interest of the party.
Yeah.
Do you think that some individuals within the PDP have an unfair stronghold on the party?
Of course they do. It's, like I said, it's all but interest. Some interests are personal.
What gives them this leverage to have such a stronghold on the party?
You see, we live, you know, like I told you, that after we lost in 2015, we became readiness. So some money bags thought, you know, to run the party involves a lot of money. Some individual who had money personalized it. Some gave money to the party. Some gave money to individuals that they manipulated. So that's the conflict.
And in turn now they're demanding for certain things because of this investment?
Whatever had been their dream is going to end soon.
Can you give an insight into such agreements that are...
I'm not part of it, I'm not aware. And I'm not interested. What I'm interested in is the growth and development of the party. Any that I'm not interested. Maybe you say, PDP is in my DNA. So if you're not ready to work as PDP, I'm not interested in you.
Now, Elder, let's talk about some of the governors leaving the party. Because at some point, it started with the famous G5 and the fact that they came together and decided that whatever the party's decision was on matters of national interest, they had a consensus on where they think they would have led their states in the opposite. And now beyond that, we're now seeing governors decamping to the All Progressive Congress. Where do you think the party got it wrong? Is it from the days of the G5? How did this happen to the PDP?
No, yes, you could say it's from the G5 time. Yes, you could say that. Again, you could also say that lack of patience. You see, if you're in this game, you must have patience. I do have it, but I don't expect all of us to have it the same measure. My patience is almost elastic, inelastic, sorry. But some don't have that. So that's why you're saying what you're saying. Some feel that because of this disagreement that is on, it may affect the next election. That's why they're doing all of these things. But if we're able to cure this ailment, even though it's cancerous, but it can still be through this, what we're doing now, the surgical operation we're doing now, we're going to achieve it. Before the end of the year, by the grace of God, yes. So those, I believe they'll come back. I believe so. PDP, let me tell you something, PDP is deep-rooted in Nigeria. It's still the most viable opposition. Leave that ADC they are talking about now. ADC can't find his feet yet, I'm telling you this.
Now,
we're deep-rooted.
Now, Elder, one of the former governors, Governor Gabriel Suswam, shared the sentiments you said. He said that the PDP currently is in the ICU owing to this cancer he talked about. He was one of the faces spotted at the coalition unveiling that held recently in Abuja. Do you think that PDP would come out of the ICU in time, if I'm to borrow from his word, ahead of 2027?
Of course. People are coming out of ICU stronger today. I do not.
What does it take to bring the PDP out of the situation?
First, we have crossed the first line, which are bringing back IAM. That's the first step. To the bitter people, we took it. And many of us are being rejuvenated now. Yes. The first step. The next step is after we finish our
NEC meeting on the 23rd?
From 23rd to 25th. The next one will be the convention. And then when we come back, yes.
Including governors who have now decamped?
They will come back. I'm very certain of that. See, APC is not a brand. You see, they've been intimidating, they do all kinds of things. They've been having power, but yet they can't move forward. Look at the country today. They boosted. You see, APC was just formed to take over power from PDP. They succeeded. They would have done to Nigeria.
And
They reduced us to what we are today.
the APC constantly says that the PDP is to blame for the years of neglect, that we're facing the hardships that were brought about by the PDP.
I'm not surprised because they had no plans to do anything before. Their game was just to take power from PDP. But okay, you said you have the antidote. Why are you complaining now? You're going to buy a company that you say is ailing. And you, after buy, you're saying you didn't know it was that. Then you're not a good businessman. Before you buy off a company, you should know what you're facing. You didn't do your diagnosis well. So why are you blaming PDP now? For how many years? 10 years. You're still blaming PDP. They had 8 years, plus these 2 years now. They're not a serious party. I've never considered them a party. The suffering, the condition we face ourselves today is not about PDP. It's about the APC.
Now, quite coincidentally, the man who took over from the PDP in 2015 just lost his life yesterday, 13th, and quite sadly so. A lot of people are pointing tributes.
Yeah.
We're looking at his life of service and the legacy. Now, the 8 years, much to take from what you just said, under him, didn't solve quite the problems. Is that what you're saying?
You see, I'm a Christian. And the Bible says that when a man dies, his love, his hatred is gone. But because we're talking about party, we're not going to mention him. We're talking about the party, APC. APC has reduced us to where we are today, where men, family men, are begging like children to pay children's school fees. I've seen men, big men, ask for 10,000, 20,000. We're being reduced to that. Out of school children. The naira is still where it is. Before they came, well, as bad as it was 200 something. Now it's 1,000, it's fluctuating between 1,005, 1,006, 2,000. Look at fear. What are we talking about? They wanted to kill us that time. You know, there was this match about fuel subsidy.
The Occupy Nigeria movement
did all
in
kinds of
2012.
All right, you have removed it now. What happened? You see, the corruption level is so high among and within them. They are competing in corruption. Competing seriously in corruption. I want to have more than this. But unfortunately, let me admit something today. Most of those calling the shot today in APC were formerly in PDP. But when they were taught, they didn't exhibit that character. So I don't know what is wrong with that APC. The moment they leave PDP, they exhibited a different character.
Would you like to name a few names?
Why should I name them? You know them. I don't need to name them. They are the helm of affairs of APC, so I don't even name them again. I talk about the party like APC.
And the APC, as it were currently now, has also looked to employ the services of some PDP members, since you're refraining from naming names. Many have looked at it as some of the unusual way of playing the game politics. What do you make of this romance of some certain PDP stalwarts and bigwigs who are now in romance with the APC?
It's unfortunate. You see, I belong to the old school where party loyalty and discipline prevailed. But what do we find today? You see some so-called big men flaunting it. It's unfortunate. You should hide yourself in shame. You're in your father's house and you're exposing. No. It's unfortunate.
Now, I see the former Senate president was given the responsibility to lead the reconciliation and lead this cancer-curing ambition of the PDP. How well will you say he has fared in that responsibility of bringing the party back together?
When the governors, you see, they have this caucus where the former governors and the governors, so that there was a need for them to agree, because you know the governors forum is a very strong body in the party, and also it's in the caucus we have the governors, the former governors, and so on. So he was asked. We have a standing reconciliation committee headed by General Olagose Oyola, which I'm also a member. But this was just to have like a quick fix so that we can have the neck and have the convention. He's done great well. Done well. That's why we met. And we will keep meeting. I can tell you this, when we met that Monday 30th, he did well. I must commend him for that. He did well. And look at where we are today. Some of the things I'm saying today is because of what I saw in the meeting.
That has given you this new sense of hope.
Yes.
Now,
And I hope we all take what is going on seriously. I hope some of us don't have an agenda. But even if you have an agenda this back, it will fail, to collapse. Because by the time we move from this next meeting, by the 23rd to whatever, we'll have gotten our zoning committee in place, convention committee in place. Then we'll go on autopilot.
I know all these arrangements precede the choice and whispers of who the flag bearer for the party might be ahead of 2027. But,
no, we must have our party first.
But normally,
yes,
one would assume, now that the coalition is being touted as the Atiku Abubakar-led coalition, that he has vacated more or less a stronghold on who the flag bearer has been of the party in the past years. Do you think so?
I don't know about the coalition. See, I don't like discussing coalition because that's not.
But since he looks to have left the party.
No, he has not left. I don't think he has left. I've not heard that he resigned. I've not heard that he has resigned. Do you have any information on that?
Not at all. That's what I'm trying to find out from you.
No,
you think his shift of weight and position towards the ADC is creating more of a much needed vacuum in that regard?
No, you see, I just said we're going to have a zoning committee in place. We're going to have the convention committee in place.
Elder, I know you're a true party faithful and loyalist.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, based on your speculation, you're allowed to speculate. Do you think that his shifting weight will create a vacuum in that regard?
No, you see, right now, I'm a member of the National Working Committee. So I have to be very careful of what I say. Because if I say it, people say this. That's what I've been saying. I'm saying it as a party man, as a member of also the National Working Committee. So I have to be very careful. Yeah. So that's why I put it as it's supposed to be.
Quite interestingly, Elder has spoken like one. Let's come to 2027.
Yeah.
That's the big talking point. Yeah. Nigerians, now away from party affiliations, are looking for an alternative to the current leadership of the APC. And it's all a consensus.
Well, there's no PDP. Is there an alternative? We're deep rooted.
Do you think Nigerians would want to go back to PDP?
Look, let me tell you something. The grassroots don't defect, though. It's those areas that defect. No, the grassroots don't defect. See, I've been traveling. I've been going around. I'm part of the grassroots. It's deep.
But Elder, it seems as though there's a shift in the younger generation. People are now looking more at candidates than party. And many are of the opinion that to woo Nigerian voters, you need to field in a strong candidate.
It's always like that. And we are conscious of that too. We're not going to make that mistake again.
So you believe in the previous elections, the choice of former VP was a mistake?
No, but we won that election. No, I wouldn't call that a mistake. We didn't rig that on the election. We won. We rigged that.
On the technicality?
Whatever you want to call it, we won. So it was not about our candidate. We had a good team at that time. We won. But we rigged that. We rigged that. And that's what we're paying the price today. We are. I mean, you know how the result was called in the middle of the night where they said it was going to be in the morning. If they did it correct, why wait until when people were asleep? The Bible said that's when the team comes in. And they stole our mandate. But because we respect the law, and because the Supreme Court has said so, we said, okay, leave it to the hands of God. Now, what are we seeing today?
Now, Elder, where we are currently in the country has been characterized by double-digit inflation, the quality of life, cost of living. In fixing Nigerian solution, how do we fix this problem? A lot of people say that Nigeria's perennial problem has been with leadership, not these indications of poor leadership without the inflation level, the cost of buying fuel, that it is leadership. How do we fix this perennial leadership problem with Nigeria?
Yes, you see, like I said, when PDP was in power, we led the country well. But you see, like what happened in those days, because I'm a Christian, I read the Bible too. The children of Israel said they wanted a king like other nations. Then they were being ruled by prophets. God was ruling them directly. They said they wanted a king like other nations. So in annoyance, God gave them King Saul. That's what happened to Nigeria. Oh, PDP, they wanted something else. And they got it. Today, I'm feeling it. They are regretting it. Because it's so bad.
Now, many say we need a bottom-to-top approach.
Now, no matter how you look at it, whether you like it or not, there's always leadership. There's always leadership. And always also the minute. That's why the Bible recognizes that. The Bible now said that those that have authority, they should rule well in the fear of God. Our president does not rule in the fear of God. Look at Jonathan. He was in the fear of God. He had the power, enormous power to do whatever he wanted to do, but said, no, don't want this. So he left it.
Now you've brought me to the best take of this conversation, because before now, a lot of persons had villainized him. They pontificated him. But it almost seems as though people are saying if he chooses to run for office, he might stand a strong chance of being elected president. Do you think he would, for any reason, yield to that call to come back and serve his nation?
If he loves his country, why shouldn't he yield? If they want him, why shouldn't he yield? Just like you said, the young ones, if they put pressure on him, he will come out. We believe in the young ones. They hold the power. Yes. They see. Today they are suffering more than even the elders. They want a change. They asked for it that time, not knowing that the change will get to this level. That's human nature. We always want a change. Now the change has come. Look at what you are saying.
Now, in his time as president, a lot of people looked at him as being too lenient. They said that Nigeria needs someone with more iron-fisted approach towards fixing
I
our
thought that's a
problem.
human being for you. But today, they have seen that they were better off.
Do you think if he comes back, he might change his disposition, or would we see the same Dr. Goodluck
Of
Jonathan?
course, he will, I'm sure he's a better man than before. He's going to be a better man, definitely. No, he's not going to be ruthless, but he's going to be a better president, but not ruthless. No, you don't have to be a ruthless man to be a better president. No, you don't have to. You show that you would not do those things you didn't do on time. Having the background that you'll also be judged when you leave office.
Elder, what are some of those things?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Elder, give us a few of
No,
them.
no.
A few of them.
No, but like I said,
Let me give you an example.
look at the economy, for instance. Now, like when he wanted to do the withdraw the subsidy, if he had still insisted, probably would be out of the wood today. But he didn't want debt in his hand. You can't blame me for that. But I'm sure that hindsight, maybe we'll have done something, maybe in another way, we'll have gotten through that. That's what I mean by that. You see, it's only when you keep doing the same thing the same way that you don't get the good result. But if he does it some other way, we'll get better results. That's what I mean.
Now, in closing, I want to cite a scenario using the current APC leadership as the case study. One of the questions asked to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu upon his assumption of office was, what would you do on day one? His reply was, hit the ground running. Now, if a certain Dr. Goodluck Jonathan emerges and the same question is posed to him and you had the opportunity of giving him an advice before answering that question, what would you?
He's going to hit the ground running because he's done it before. The case of APC, don't compare this. Don't compare APC, PDP. Don't go there. You see, Nigerians will never forgive us if we make the same mistake. And I can't blame them for it. We made our mistakes. So we're better off than what we were before. Yes.
Well, Elder, I'm afraid we're coming to the end of this conversation. Yeah. It's been quite nice chatting with you, but I'd like for you to leave us with some instructive points to take away of how much the Nigerian voters going into 2027 can keep faith with your party.
They do, because they're feeling it. I'm also feeling it with them. Look, ask Nigeria, they know what I'm saying is the truth. I'm not. How can I lie to them? They know. See, the good thing about Nigeria, they know those who are telling lies and those who are telling the truth. That's the good thing about Nigerians. They know how they were during the PDP and where they are now. They've seen the difference. Like, look at what they are saying. Jonathan wanted to have a state of emergency. He was advised against it. He didn't do it. This man just went to look at the problem is creating in the rivers. So you see, let me use the opportunity again to thank Nigerians for having faith in us, and to remind them that that Iroko tree that was shedding its leaf is not rejuvenating. We're in a better position now to rule Nigeria, because we're seeing both sides of it.
Well, I must thank you, Elder Emma Ogidi, for taking our time to start this conversation. I'm hopeful we'll revisit it more than twice before 2027, and we'll see how Nigerians are looking at the PDP in that light.
It might be my pleasure to come back again.